So today's video I am going to discuss why PhDs are so important. And this is something which is often missed out by the regular people and the regular human beings, because they often look at PhDs as people who work in ivory towers and spend their time working on esoteric problems, and these problems may not have no relevance to them. And sometimes there is an argument that PhDs are simply wasting resources which are probably funded by taxpayers' money. And so what is the actual point of having a PhD or people doing PhD? So let's look at some of these aspects. So first, to start the discussion, let us start with the fact that PhD is essentially a degree which you do by research. So this is in contrast with typical bachelor's and master's degree which are done by coursework. So essentially all the people are familiar with people taking classes, and then at the end of the class structure they either pass the class or they fail the class, and if they pass sufficient number of classes then they get a degree. So now the people at large are familiar with high school system, they are familiar with the bachelor's degree system, and so these people typically think that what's the point about doing research. So I will try to explain some of these aspects to you if you are in one of these particular sets, or if you are a newbie PhD student who wants to know more about research aspects. So essentially what do PhDs do which is beneficial to the society at large? I would say PhDs create research literature. Now this research literature is in the form of papers, theses, books, book chapters, and so on. Now this research literature which is created by the PhDs as a process of working on a certain research problem at pretty nominal wages has a huge impact in growing the total set of knowledge which is out there in a given field. So again, this total set of knowledge is extremely useful because this is how the knowledge works and knowledge grows, because the knowledge as it exists today is published in the research literature, and after a few years of marinating in the research literature, some of this knowledge makes its way into the next generation of books. So people who are very familiar with books at this stage, for example on relativity theory or on Newton's laws or on Gaussian methods or Euler-Bernoulli theory, they should realize that all these works came out at a certain point of time as papers published in journals, and then many years later or sometime decades later these works were put into books by people in colleges, and then they went through the world and they have now become part of the canon of literature which is there in all these fields, which is what the people read today. Now the second aspect is that PhD is the degree by which you get trained in research. So while the bachelor's and master's degree typically train you on a certain domain which you are working in, the PhD teaches you how to do research in that domain, which is essentially creation of new knowledge. So now for example, if you look at any aspect of a field which is totally new, let's say in the mechanical engineering field, if you look at cars. Now cars for a long time were dominated by vehicles which use petrol and diesel, and then the EVs came along. So now this is a completely new paradigm in terms of how the car is going to function with the battery. So again, these kind of new concepts come out of research which is done in labs, and there is sufficient progress in battery technology, and then people realize that these batteries can be used to make some toy cars, and then they scale this toy car to a larger level, and lo and behold you have cars such as the Tesla which are doing very well. The next aspect is that PhDs typically run the entire university research and teaching system. So if you look at any university, it is staffed by faculty who typically have PhD degrees. So these people not only contribute to teaching the next generation of bachelor's and master's degree student as well as the PhD students, but also they do all the research in these particular institutions, and they try to grow the knowledge and bring some name and fame to the particular field. And also there is a synergy between research and teaching, because if you are not at the cutting edge of your field in terms of research, you typically start becoming stale, and your topics of discussion become stale also, and the country and the society stops progressing. Now if you want to look at the Big Bang research, you can look at things such as the Nobel Prizes, where you clearly have research which has made huge impact on certain fields. So you can see the huge impact of technologies such as the GPS or such as the transistors or various medicines and so on. Now one more thing PhDs do is that PhDs are often found in most of the research labs such as NASA, ISRO, and so on. And if you look at the top people in the research labs, the various directors, the division heads, they will mostly have a PhD degree, because having done research, these people are in a very good position to guide research. And whenever you are doing a completely new problem, such as sending a vehicle to Mars or to Moon or somewhere else, then this is a new problem which has to be done with new thinking, and this kind of new thinking benefits from a PhD degree. PhDs also run a vast amount of corporate research, and many corporate research centers, or in fact technical fellows in various companies which are technologically inclined, have a PhD degree. PhDs also are responsible for writing various research proposals. So in fact, most research starts out as a research proposal. So essentially, some PhD person sitting somewhere in the world will come up with a particular concept by consulting the literature and then meditating on that literature. And then this concept is put forth in a research proposal, and then various people look at it and they essentially try to do this work. So you will see various foundations are there, such as the Gates Foundation, Humboldt Foundation, Fulbright Foundation. These people depend on PhD students and PhD scholars to actually write the various proposals. So it is one thing to give the money for doing all the research, but if it wasn't for the people with the PhD degree, then most of these foundations would not have people to do the work. So again, this is the manpower which the PhDs provide in terms of all these new proposals which need to be written, and new diseases which need to be solved, and new problems which need to be solved. So again, if you look at the PhDs, because they are so much behind the scenes in terms of most of these things, they do not get a lot of the credit for the world, and the world is typically focused on entrepreneurship, or it is focused on the people who do the hands-on work, like who are working in the factories and who are working in the trenches. But because PhDs are somewhat behind the scenes, they do not get the importance of this particular situation. Now let me give an analogy at the end as to how you can look at PhDs. Essentially, somebody told me that PhDs are like bees. So essentially, what do bees do? Bees go from flower to flower, and their aim is primarily to get nectar. That is the aim of the bees. And the product is that they actually end up pollinating the entire agricultural and forest ecosystem. And because of this pollination, you have access to all the food which we eat. Essentially, whether you are talking of vegetables or fruits or cereals and grains, all these come from the pollination done by the bees. But the bees are not doing this work to basically pollinate and provide food for all the animal forms. Bees are doing this only to get their nectar. Similarly, the PhD people, they are interested in only doing research and writing paper. But in the process of doing research and writing paper, they are creating this entire ecosystem of knowledge transfer which exists in the world in terms of universities, research labs, startups, companies, and the flow of technology, writing books, writing papers, and so on, which is actually making the world progress. So actually, I would say that the PhD people serve very much the function similar to bees in the ecosystem. And though they are concentrating on writing papers and enhancing their own life, the product of these people is far more than the product which they are actually trying to do, because they are essentially pollinating the entire ecosystem with knowledge and technology. So this was my video about why PhDs are so important, and this is something to keep in mind whether you are a PhD student, a researcher, or a person who is in a policy position and wants to think about the need for creating more PhD students and funding universities and research institutions. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned to my channel for more videos on such topics. Thank you very much.